I don't know if it's a true representation or not.
Is the page scroll down?
Huh?
Is the page scroll down?
Oh, yeah, maybe so. Oh, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
There it goes. Hi, guys.
Hi,
Okay. Um, I got on here because um, allergy season is high. So, despite what's going on with the virus, people are still having problems with their allergies, um, especially asthmatics. So, why are you laughing?
None.
So, I got my kids on here because I want to interview my little pharmacist here. He has been my right hand man for quite some time. Are you going to scoot over or do you want me to move the camera?
I do.
He's camera shy. He's nothing like his mama. He's extremely camera shy. And I told him I'm glad he's camera shy for now. His time will come. All right, so let's see. Now, you guys used to be, do you remember all the way back in 2012? Let's see, how old were you? 7 in 2012?
Uh, it 2020 now. 9/8.
Yeah, but I'm talking about 2012. What year were you born?
2005.
So 12 minus 5.
So -5.
Yeah, that's when we started the essential oils.
Oh.
So, and if you guys are wondering where all the noise comes from in my YouTube videos, okay, anyway, so when you guys were 7 years old, do you remember at all when I first started using the essential oils when we lived in our first house in Las Vegas?
Did you start mixing them in with smoothies?
A little, yeah, I did. But at first, it was just the oils on you guys' pillows and stuff, remember?
Oh,
And on
yeah.
your feet and chest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you were only 7, huh? Yeah, because Mordecai was only 1. He was still in his crib. Remember?
Oh, yeah.
Remember that? You guys' room was right by the laundry room.
Mm-hmm.
The garage was on the other side of that, remember?
Yeah.
And every night I used to put the oil on your I'm gonna need you to settle down back there. Okay, so you guys, every night I used to put the oils on you. Do you remember what the oil was that I used to use or what it used to smell like for your asthma back then?
Was it breathe?
Yeah, it was a blend of oils for the respiratory system, and it had peppermint, tea tree, lavender, eucalyptus, and eventually they added um, cardamom. And I didn't like it when they added the cardamom because it wasn't as effective. And because of that, that's when I ended up succumbing to the medicine. And do you remember what all meds you guys were on? Do you remember?
Try some. Was it
Huh?
that little black bottle with the green text? Try something. I don't remember the name. It was that Montelukaz. Both are inhalers. Is it these little purple pills too?
What black bottle with the green text? It was medicine
Yeah,
or
just try something. You
oh, I forgot. What was it? It was
try it.
pills.
Yeah, and they were like a little clear.
Hi, Eric. The best problem for the sniffles. Okay, let me see.
Mm-hmm.
During this book, what are the best things for sinus problems? It's the sniffles. Um, sinus problems, I would say, because I know that everybody doesn't have essential oils, but I would definitely use the steam inhalation method, where you would boil a pot of water and then use something like some Vicks Vapor Rub. And then there are things that you can put in the water to help draw out the sinus infection or whatever it is that's causing the problem. If you had essential oils, it would be the ones that I just named, like the peppermint and the tea tree oil, because the tea tree oil is it is both antibacterial and antifungal, um, what is the tea tree? Mordecai, please. Do you know your manners? Is it in my ebook?
Yeah.
It is in there. This is my helper. He's helping me with my ebook. So my ebook says that the tea tree is one of your best bets, but of course eucalyptus and peppermint are strong for your sinuses because you need for them to be cleaned out. It's under the properties.
Mm-hmm.
What is tea tree. That's one of my favorites because it works for some of everything. It is antibacterial, it is antifungal, anti-infectious, anti-inflammatory, anti-parasitic, it is antiseptic, antiviral, and it is an immune stimulant. So the tea tree oil is one of the best things that you can get for your sinuses. Thank you for writing that out. My son helped me with this. He put all this together for me, format wise. I'm gonna need you to stop. He gonna need some digest that one oil. Okay, I'm still stuck on this the green. It was medicine. Oh, that was Tri-Ease. That was the essential oils.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, that was the essential oils.
Oh.
We might even have a bottle left with us. He likes to mimic everything I say because that's how he learns. He's trying to repeat and enunciate. But anyway, so you guys, we were using the breathe and it was really nice. Do you remember what happened when we lived in that house? Do you remember why we had to move?
Oh, the roaches?
That was the other place, the apartment. Remember the apartment? We were by the garbage dump and it had all those bugs that would come in, those desert roaches.
Mm-hmm.
And they would spray every day in every apartment. And it was not every day. What am I talking about? It was every month. It was mandatory. I'm glad you brought that up. My kids have asthma because when Mordecai was born, I lived in an apartment in Las Vegas and it was sort of a new build. So a lot of the, I don't know if you call it insulation, was done improperly. So, bugs would just walk right on in. And so they would spray every month in all the apartments. They would spray and you couldn't even close your windows because the bug spray was so strong. And so he was a newborn, but he also had been a preemie and he was born 1 month early. So when I finally got him home and then I brought him home to those types of things that would cause respiratory problems, I didn't know at that time. I didn't even know at that time that the bug spray did that. And so it really had an impact on them. It didn't bother me as much since I was already older, but he was newborn and he was 6. So 6 years old and newborn. And so then after we temporarily moved back to Chicago before we relocated back to Las Vegas in our first home. That was our home on
True that.
No,
Cedar.
Cedar Rose. Cedar Rose. Do you remember that house? How nice. Oh, okay, so we had like the sliding doors in the bedroom, and the kitchen was leading off to the back, right?
Yeah.
Do you remember what happened every time it rained?
Mm-hmm.
You do? You remember that?
Uh-huh.
Because the slab on the concrete slab on the back of the kitchen was going down inward toward the house. So what happened every time it rained?
All that stuff came in.
Yeah, it would get a little damp and wet right there. And eventually I asked my landlord to, um, I kept telling them about it. And I'm like, is there something you can do? Can you come fix it? Can you come have someone do something where they can level off that area and make it go in the opposite direction, some sort of little ramp or whatever you call it. So then I got hip to the fact that, woo, you're supposed to, because I had asked them if they could check for mold, but I kept asking over the phone. And then I realized that if I put it in writing, they had no choice. So I put it in writing with the maintenance request for them to check for mold. And lo and behold, do you remember what happened?
Yeah.
Yeah. They checked for mold and it was the worst kind. It was the black mold. So not only did I, submit my children to the bug spray at a very early age, but then, yeah, he was 7, and so he was 1, and we were living there with black mold. So the the oils worked for some time, but then once that blend got changed and they added an ingredient, they obviously took something away. And I really think it has something to do with some of the 3-letter agencies that are like bullies when it comes to stuff like that. Um, so the oil was not as effective, the one that I had been using, and I was still learning how to use them properly. So I took them to the doctor and they ended up on all these meds. So you guys had 2 inhalers, right?
Yeah. The brown and the red one.
The brown inhaler and the red inhaler. They had 2 different inhalers. They had a maintenance inhaler for every day, and then they had an emergency inhaler. And in addition to that, do you remember what else you guys had to do? In addition to the inhalers?
I remember we had this whole like little pouch to carry all of it. I don't remember all that was in it though.
Yeah. But what happened if you started really feeling sick, and especially at night?
At night?
Yeah, what did we do?
What was it called?
You guys were,
I know what you're talking about, but I forgot what it's called.
obviously. You know what? It was called, what was that thing? The, it had albuterol in it.
Mm-hmm.
It had the mask, and we had to turn on the, what was that thing called?
You still have it? Is it like packed up somewhere?
I think I left it once and for all. I finally had enough faith to, So anyway, oh gosh, what was it called? Not a respirator. But anyway, they had all this stuff they were using, guys. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, a hot shower is good for sinuses. Eric, please text me the names when you get time, please, my friend. Yes, I sure will. A hot shower is good for sinuses, huh, Brandon? I'll think of it while I'm talking, I guess. But anyway, so they were on the Montelukast, which was like singular, and it affected their mood and everything. And I didn't like having them on all that stuff. And eventually I figured out that all their meds were perpetuating the problems. And so it would cause runny nose. And then the runny nose would drip, give them the sinus drip. And then the sinus drip would cause, yes, thank you, Sharon. It was the
nebulizer?
The nebulizer. That's what they had, the nebulizer. And I have pictures of them on the nebulizer, especially Mordecai, because it was like, man, it was pretty sad. But anyway, I eventually weaned them off of all that, and I had my cousin's help, and it probably wouldn't be a good idea for me to name her right now, because of what I'm saying as far as me weaning them off of the meds. And I got her advice, and I made sure that I did everything very strictly and by the book, because it's hard to take children off of steroids without harming them. If you just yank someone off of steroids, you can really make them sick, and you can even stunt their growth. So you have to really be careful when you're doing things like this. But this brings me to, you know who it was who really started helping us? Cherokee, remember?
Mm-hmm.
Remember, Cherokee told me what to get. So what was that one thing that you guys used to take in the tincture?
In the tincture?
Yeah. Mordecai, listen. What did I say? And he ain't even on camera. He's just all behind me. Look. Okay. Yeah, what were the tinctures you guys took? It was about 2 of them, really 3. One of them was a spray, but the other 2 were the tinctures.
Deep Long?
Deep Long was the spray. What was the other 2?
Long expectorant.
The long expectorant. And then what else? Hi, Sharon said hi, guys.
Hey.
Long expectorant, right?
Mm-hmm.
Long expectorant. And what was the other one?
I can't remember.
Actually, it's in your room. What is it?
Oh, the one tonic? Oh, what?
That was another one.
It was?
But what's the one in your room?
The elderberry? That's what.
Yeah, it's inside of what, though?
The lung tonic bottle.
It is inside a lung tonic.
Mm-hmm.
And then you guys had, by Wish Garden, you had Deep Lung, right?
Deep Lung? Didn't I already say that?
Oh, yeah. I'm repeating. Oh. Deep Lung. And it was by Wish Garden or something like that, you think?
I don't remember who made it.
Garden. What did we use in place of the Montelou cast?
Serrapeptase? No.
We did started using that.
Was it like a little purple pill?
I think it was the Montelou cast.
Oh.
Actually, what we used in place of it to replace that, it was the oils. What was it again? What was that bottle called again?
Lung tonic?
No, the black bottle with the. You call it?
Tri-Ease?
Yeah, Tri-Ease. Tri was a combo of lavender, lemon. The space button doesn't work. Lemon and peppermint, right? And you know that we put it in a smoothie sometimes. Sometimes we would use the actual oils in a smoothie.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes we didn't. And we put it in that tiny little what? Do you remember those tiny little?
The tiny what?
The tiny little.
Was it dropper?
They looked like wine glasses.
Oh, the shots?
Yeah, the shots. I would give them a shot. So you guys seen me take what was like a shot when I did the lemon oil, the peppermint oil, and the lavender oil. And so we had these cute little shot glasses that I had from Princess House. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I mean, there's nothing I have not sold. But anyway, they have, a little bit of juice and stuff. But the real reason I brought him on here is because I wanted him to explain what he does when he has symptoms. Yeah, so I just had a classmate talking to me, asking me about her sinuses in the summertime. What are some of the symptoms you start having when your allergies bother you?
My eyes start itching, my nose start running, and my throat sometimes start getting a little itchy, but that's not all the time.
So what do? Let's say like if I'm at work or if I'm not here or I'm gone or something, what do you do?
I usually go downstairs. I make a little drink with vitamin C and Serrapeptase, or with what do we quercetin bromelain?
Yeah, quercetin bromelain was another good one. I think it had the curcumin in it because of the color, and curcumin is turmeric. So it's like having the fibers of a pineapple. It's extremely anti-inflammatory. Can you tell when you're taking that it feels anti-inflammatory?
Yeah.
What were some of the things you used to do when we didn't have this homeopathic stuff? What did you have to do when you had the meds and that little pouch?
I have to take the inhaler or I have to take the nebulizer.
Yeah. And how often were you guys on that nebulizer?
It was like twice every week or 3 times every week.
Yeah, it was too much. It was too much, guys. They were on that nebulizer and it was sickening. So, eventually, hey you, listen. Do you see this video right here? Do you understand that do you understand that we're recording a video? Huh? So we don't want to do anything rude. It's rude to keep burping on camera. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, they started doing the other stuff and it started alleviating. I can't believe how much better they did on the pure stuff. It was unbelievable. It was a complete turnaround. And then even more so, do you remember what happened? Okay, so like in Las Vegas, you guys were having those drinks how often? Thanks, Alex.
Which drinks?
The drinks with the tonics in it.
Like every day?
Yeah. How many times a day?
Twice.
Yeah.
Every morning and every night.
Every morning and every night. As I was weaning them off of the steroids, they were taking the tonics. The main ingredient in those tonics was, what was it, mullein? How did she say it?
Yeah.
Did she say mullein?
Yeah.
Mullein. I think it's mullein. Mullein. Mullein.
Hey, can I give you the 3
Not
worst
really.
business tips of all time? Number 1.
Okay. Mullein. How do you say it? Mullein. So anyway, that's the main ingredient, guys, that you want for respiratory problems. mullein. It is the main ingredient in the tonics I used to give them. And in Las Vegas, they had a serious problem because the green dust and pollen was around a lot more than just seasonal because of the weather there and because of the trees that were not indigenous to Las Vegas being planted there. The seasons would confuse the trees and the birds and the bees. So we would have more pollen than usual. So What happened when we took our first trip to New York?
It was wow. It felt like I could breathe super clearly for the first time in a long time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was amazing, huh?
Yeah.
And you all didn't even have all of your tinctures and stuff, remember?
Mm-mm.
We only brought like one thing, didn't we?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we just like Serrapeptase.
Okay. Yeah. So, and you guys know I talk about the Serrapeptase all the time. That's a mucus eater. It eats mucus. Okay. So when we came back from New York, what did you tell me? Do you remember what you told me? We took a trip to New York, guys, in June of 2018. There was a couple behind us. There were these two women behind us on the airplane from New Jersey, and they were all excited. Something about, oh, this is our first trip to Vegas. We're so excited. It's our first trip. And do you know, as soon as the pilot said, okay, we're entering, what do they call it? But in other words, once we were in the atmosphere for, Nevada, for Las Vegas, for the desert, the ladies behind us went to sneezing and hacking and coughing. This was in June of 2018. And I had to tell them, I said, listen, I know this is your first trip. I said, you're going to want to get some Benadryl and some Claritin or some, what was the other one? Not Claritin, Allegra. Is that what you guys used to have? Allegra. Yeah. Allegra. I said, you're going to want to purchase something for yourself because the air is bad here. That's a whole other story. But part of it, again, is the fact that the trees did not belong there. So what, do you remember what you told me? Do you remember that your dad and I were tossing around the idea of moving? Remember?
Yeah.
We were looking for states that were asthma friendly. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
So what did you tell me once we came home from New York?
You want to move to New York?
You said you was ready to...
Oh, move away?
He was ready to move away, guys. He was so ready to move away. So that's when I decided, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and continue with this move. So we ended up moving to Georgia, where the trees are indigenous, and you just, basically have one season of spring, not two. And what has been going on since we moved to Georgia?
What's been going on?
Yeah, like back in Las Vegas, you guys took the drinks twice a day, morning and night, right?
Mm-hmm.
What happened when we moved here? Do you remember when we first moved here?
We didn't we barely had the drinks at all.
At all. Hardly ever. With the tinctures in it. Because they were able to breathe freely. So now that it is springtime, what has been happening?
My allergies starting to act up again.
So tell me, what are some of the things that help you when you start having problems with your allergies?
Black seed oil, that's for sure.
The black seed oil really helps?
Mm-hmm.
Why? How does it feel?
It's kind of like, I don't know. It's like it's burning out everything inside of you.
Say that again, please. I need you to say that for the camera really good.
Really good?
Go ahead, say what you said.
Every time
repeat the black seed oil.
Every time I take black seed oil, it feels like it's burning out everything inside of me.
Mm-hmm. And when he says everything, he's talking about everything impure. And so that helps for sure, huh?
Yeah.
It's nice and spicy. It's got kick. What else do you use that makes you feel good?
The apple cider vinegar drink. And,
Tell them what you put in your apple cider vinegar, please.
I put 2 caps of apple cider vinegar and a cup of water, and then I put in a drop of lemon oil, a drop of...
I'm sorry, tell them what type of oil that is. Lemon what?
Lemon oil?
Essential.
Oh, lemon essential oil?
Uh-huh.
And is it peppermint and lavender too?
Mm-hmm.
Peppermint and lavender essential oils. And then I also put in a little bit of honey in there and mix it around.
Mm-hmm. You guys hear that? So that's what he does with his 2 caps of apple cider vinegar inside of 1 cup of water. I think Morty has had enough. 1 cup of water. Maybe I should put this down, huh? 1 cup of water. You said 2 capfuls?
Yeah, 2 cups apple cider vinegar.
I can't type. And what else?
1 drop of lemon essential oil, peppermint essential oil, and lavender essential oil. And then a little bit of honey.
To taste, right?
Mm-hmm. Just so I don't die from drinking it.
So he doesn't die from drinking. Right? So that's what allergies.
Mm-hmm.
And you said the black seed oil does what?
The black seed oil feels like it's clearing out or burning out everything inside of me that's kind of increasing my allergies.
What started happening over the past week, maybe a little bit more than a week ago? What started happening? I started noticing you were doing what more?
Scratching my eyes.
Yeah. So as time is going on, the allergies are increasing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you started scratching your eyes more. And this is with you taking this. Are you actually were you taking all of this stuff every day? Right. You weren't even needing it every day during allergy season. But since you started scratching your eyes more, tell them, what did I tell you to do with your black seed oil?
To put a little bit of turmeric in the black seed oil.
A little bit of turmeric. What happened when you did?
I stopped scratching my eyes completely.
Yeah. I was about what, 3 or 4 days you started having a little bit of itch again in your eyes.
Mm-hmm.
So I told you to do what?
Take it again.
Yeah. So now, not only, you're welcome, Eric. Not only were you taking it at night. Who that is? Just playing. Not only were you taking it at night, but you were taking it when?
I was I don't really.
Because when your eyes had started itching again.
Mm-hmm.
So you were taking the black seed oil and turmeric at night. So I said increase it. So you started taking it how?
Usually around the time we eat. Was that it?
So you talking about twice a day, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then did it help?
Yeah.
Yeah. So now that the allergy season is, really high, the pollen count is high, then he takes it twice a day now, the black seed oil with a little bit of turmeric. And do you guys even take the Serrapeptase every day?
Mm-mm.
They don't take the Serrapeptase every day. When you don't take it every day, do you notice that something may start to build up?
Yeah.
What happens?
There's a lot more mucus in my nose.
In your nose.
Mm-hmm.
So then when you feel that, then what do you do?
And I take the Serrapeptase.
Yeah. And then you, what happens after you take it?
Mucus is pretty much done for.
Yeah. Do you know, can you describe how it works? Is it something that takes, Yeah, does the Serrapeptase take 2 or 3 days to stop the mucus?
Nope.
How long does it take?
Usually within an hour, after an hour.
You guys hear that? The Serrapeptase clears up the mucus within the hour, or at least after an hour passes by. I remember telling my sister-in-law about it when she had a really bad sinus infection. It was so bad, guys. She had to go to the doctor and get antibiotics and everything. It was a really bad sinus infection. So I told her about the Serrapeptase. I told her to purchase it. I told her what it does. And I told her to please start with one. Nobody listens to me when I give them advice. They want to do what they want to do. So I said, listen, I really strongly advise that you take one. I said, because your mucus is so bad, it probably wouldn't hurt if you take 2. And she said, oh, I was going to take 2 anyway. Just like that. You know your Auntie Tanya. So anyway, and she told me that it worked right away. Like, she could not believe how fast it worked, guys. So these are things that you can use for your respiratory problems, especially right now while you are experiencing sinus infections and everything with the pollen. And these things, believe it or not only do they help with your allergies and your sinuses, but a lot of these are also good for you know what? Because it builds mucus. And the mucus is what overtakes people with this pneumonia and with this lung infection that is the pandemic that's going around right now. So if you're able to apply any of these things, they're going to help. In addition to the other stuff that are in some of my YouTube videos, like the herbal teas, the zinc, and even more so, like my sister-in-law kept saying that her doctor told her, the zinc mixed with vitamin D. So all these things, you guys, please grab them up. Keep them around, because this virus is going to be around for a while. It's not going anywhere. So keep these around. If you need any more information, let me know. I'll comment more of the products, or maybe put pictures of the products in the comments here. All right, so that was it. I just wanted to tell you guys about that. Thank you so much for helping me. Mm-hmm. This little guy right here, that's my business partner. All right, I hope you guys have a good day. You want to say goodbye? Do you want to say goodbye?
Bye.
Bye. Say bye.